Anyway, I hope all the people who enrolled also joined. So let's start the session. And I'm sharing the screen. Let me know if you are able to see my screen or not. Are you guys able to see the screen which I'm sharing?
Yeah.
Okay. And I hope all you got the class one recording. And yesterday I have seen the what are the software and its types and what is software testing and software quality. And later we have seen the difference between project versus product. And later and we have seen the error, bug failure, and the why the software has worked. These are the things we have seen yesterday, right? So today we are going to see what are SDLC and what are their models, what is waterfall model and spiral model, what are their advantages, and what is the difference between service and product based companies. Okay, it's not take much time because we already discussed software development lifecycle in the demo session, and yesterday also we frequently discussed about the software development lifecycle, what it means, and why we are using the software development lifecycle in current market. Right here we can see the software development lifecycle is a procedure to develop the software, right? So for everything there is a procedure, right? For example, there is a some life cycle for the human being born as a child and he became the teenager and become the they can say young and marry, right, old. There is a some cycle for the human being also, like the for the software also there is a life cycle, right? What it means, for the software we are having the life cycle, that is requirement analysis, feasibility study, and then design, and then implementation. It's nothing but development, and after the development we are having the testing, and then we are having deployment, and then we are having maintenance, right? So next one is it is a process of creating systems or software, and by using the models and the methodology that people use to develop these systems. Okay, and any SDLC should result in a high quality systems that meets or exceeds customer expectations. Okay, we are using the different kind of models based on the requirement of the customer, because thus SDLC will helps you to give the high quality system that meets the requirements which is given by the customer. Okay, and here we can see what are the procedures or models to develop a software. We are having many models like waterfall model, spiral model, and iterative waterfall model, and verification and validation V model, and agile model, and DevOps. We are having a lot of things, but in this course mainly we are going to discuss waterfall model and verification and validation model, that is called as V model, and apart from that spiral model and agile model. These are the four models we are going to discuss in this course mainly. Okay, here the waterfall model is nothing but say tradition model, and it is a sequence design process often used in the SDLC, in which the progress is seen as following steadily downwards like a waterfall. I think all you guys are aware about the waterfall, right? How it seems like that. That process is also uh, the process will also be like this. Okay, for example, the water which is falls from the upper one will not revert back, right? Like that in waterfall models also, once the development is started, if you want to change the requirements, it's not possible to change the requirements. For example, there is a building. Okay, you have 100 or 200 square yards land. You are trying to construct a building. You have contacted the engineer to construct a particular building. Initially they have shown some design, you agreed to that design. After the completion of 40 or 50% of construction, you want to convert the design into the duplex villa, right? So it's not possible to change the design. If you want to construct the duplex villa, again you need to collapse entire the construction which you have done till 40 for 50%, and you have to start from zero, right? That is the disadvantages of waterfall model. Okay, and here you can see the requirement analysis, feasibility study, design, and coding or programming, testing, installation, maintenance. Installation is nothing but deployment. We are using the different technology. It's a maintenance. Okay, and implementation is calling it as coding or programming. Okay, and here what is mean by requirement collections. Okay, requirement collection, yesterday I already discussed about that. It was done by the business analyst and product analyst. Okay, actually the business analyst will gather the requirements from the customer, and later he will translate the business language into software language. That is called requirement analysis. For example, we can see, let us consider the example of banking software. The business analyst collect the requirements from the customer, and later they need to do some feasibility study. Okay, once it is done by this software team consisting of project manager, business analyst, architect, finance, HRs, developers, but not testers. Testers not included in it. Apart from testers, all the managers, analyst, architect, finance, HR, developers, all these people together will check the feasibility. Okay, and but you may aware about what is meant by project manager. The project which is managed by the person who is called as project manager. Business analyst is requirement analyst gathering, and all these things will be taken care about. Financial is nothing but how much budget is needed for a particular project, like how much manpower is needed for that, like that. HR is nothing but how much amount is needed to give to the employees will be discussed in finance. HR is nothing but how many people need to be recruited. Okay, that need to be discussed for that project. Here you have to know what is the architect. Who is called as architect? Okay, architect is the person who tells whether the product can be developed, and if yes, then which technology is best suited to develop it. Okay, architecture will see all the requirements, and they will tell to the customer and all this business analyst which technology will helps to develop the particular product. Which technology is nothing but we are having the lot of technologies, right? Like we are having Angular, main stack, when stack. We are having many technologies. Django, Python, Java, set of technologies are there. That architect will help you to tell which technology need to be selected for a particular project. That is called architect. And here how we check for, we have to check technical feasibility, which technology is used, financial feasibility, how much budget is needed, resource feasibility, how many members are needed, how many employees are needed. Okay, here next step is design. We are done with requirement analysis and feasibility study. What is the third step? Design. Okay, we have two stages in design. The first one is high level design, and second one is low level design. Okay, here what is meant by high level design? It gives the architecture of the software product to be developed, and is done by the architect and senior developer. Okay, it will gives the architecture of the software products to be developed, which needs to be developed in future, is done by the architect and senior developers. Yes, senior developers are nothing but the architects in the most of the companies, but the companies which are bigger can maintain the separate architects and separate senior developers. Okay, and coming to the low level design, which is done by the senior developers, it describes how each and every feature in product should work. Okay, here simply what you need to remember is high level design is nothing but they will give they will explain that feature in high level, not in depth. They just explain the login page is there, registration is there, that's it. In low level design, how they will explain, there is a login place, in that we should give some space to the login page before and after and top and bottom. We need to use some padding, we need to do some alignment. We are going to tell like that. That is called LLD. Okay, here same I tell that let us consider an example of building an house, right? So initially they will show a design, they will show a design for us, right? In the design they will tell how the flat or apartment look like, right? The basic design will be shown. That is called high level design. But if you take any manual of that construction company, they will show that there is a what I can say, 10 inches 12 inches sink will be there in the kitchen. Like that, they will give some dimensions. That is called LLD. And design is done. Almost we are done with three parts. The first one is requirement analysis, feasibility study, and third one is design. What is the next one? Coding. It will be done by the developers, senior or junior, fresher, whatever it is. It will be done by the developers. Coming to the testing, it was done by the tester. It is a process of checking all defects and rectifying it. Okay, 1 minute. Getting some messages. Okay, and next one is installation. Installation is done by the installation engineers. Okay, it's nothing but DevOps team. Okay, and once the installation is nothing but deployment, that was done by the DevOps engineers. Once deployment is done, there is a maintenance session. Okay, it's nothing but the end users, user acceptance testing, all this done, all these things will be done. Okay, so if there is any issues, then there will be the maintenance. Here 100% testing is not possible in any way. At the current industry, 93% success is there in the testing. Not 93% success in is nothing but it's not in the job category. For example, there is a success rate of sending the application without bugs. That's what I'm telling. 93% of rating success is there out of 100. It's a very good huge success for testing field in the application. Okay, and we are done with which model? Waterfall model. Okay, can anyone tell what is mean by waterfall model now in brief? What is mean by waterfall model? No one is listening, or my audio is not getting.
Once we develop an application, we can't go back and rectify it.
Okay,
We
what
cannot
are
go to
the
the previous stages.
okay,
Yeah.
what are the phases available in it?
Requirement analysis, feasibility studies, design, implementation, testing, installation, insta deployment, and maintenance.
Okay, good. And I'm going to tell one thing. What is meant by service-based companies and product-based companies? Yesterday we have discussed about the project versus
Sir,
product, right?
I have doubt, sir.
Yes.
Who installed the application on the client server? DevOps team or QA engineer?
DevOps team will install, but we have to check it in. Testers will check it after the installation of application in production also.
Yeah, also
We are
we
having
have
the
to do alpha testing, right?
mainly we are having the three types of testing. The first one is internal testing. It's nothing but which includes all the regression testing, smoke testing, the feature
Yeah.
testing. Everything will be included on the internal testing. Once internal testing is done, there will be a integration testing. Integration is testing is nothing but they will make that application, they will install it in the live, and we are checking that all the features are available or working fine or not. That is called integration testing. Once integration testing is also done, then there is a production testing. It's nothing but after installing whether the users are accessing all the features or properly or not, like live support. Okay, these are the
Okay.
three types of testing mainly we are having.
Okay, sir.
Okay, here service based company is nothing but they provide the services for other companies. That is called service based companies. Product is nothing but they develop a product and they will sell that product to other companies. There is a difference. If you are working for other company, then it is called service. You build your own application and you are sending to you are selling that product to others, then it is different, right? That is called product based company. Here you can see the difference. Provide service and develop software for other companies, but in product they develop software for ourselves but sell it to many companies like teams. Yesterday we had discussed project versus teams, right? Okay. And here we can see the when to use SDLC waterfall model. Waterfall methodology can be used when the requirements are not changing frequently, application is not complicated and big, project is short and requirement is clear, and environment is stable, technology and tools used are not dynamic and is stable, and resources are available and tracked. Then only we are going to use SDLC waterfall model. Okay, here these are the advantages and disadvantages. Before the next phase of development, each phase must be completed. If you want to start the design, requirement feasibility should complete. Otherwise, we can't move to the forward. Next one is error can be fixed only during the phase. Okay, during the phase only we are able to fix that errors. Suited for small project, but it's not suited for big projects. They should perform quality assurance test, verification and validation before completing each stage. But testing period comes quite late in the development process. Till completion of design and development entire project, we need to wait, sit idle. But of course, we are writing test cases, test design, but apart from that, nothing will be there for work in the tester hand. Next one is elaborate documentation is done at every phase of the software development life cycle, and documentation occupies a lot of time of developers and testers. Okay, clear? And project is completely dependent on project team with minimum client intervention. Okay, here the client valuable feedback cannot be included with ongoing development process. As I said that there is a less client intervention, so there is no time to take the feedback from the customer. That is the difference. And any change in software is made during the phase of development. Okay, any changes in software is made during the process of development. Small changes or errors that arise in the completed softwares may cause a lot of problems. Is nothing but may cause a lot of bugs. Okay, that is the waterfall model. Okay, just now we have discussed about the what is software development life cycle, and what are the phases available in it, and why we are and when we are using waterfall model, advantages and disadvantages, right? So next one is we have discussed the difference between service and product based companies also. The topic is also completed. Now we are going to see the spiral model. Okay, what is mean by spiral? I think everyone at the time of study, they are doing some spiral binding, right? It should be like rings. Here structure is also like this only. It will be like ring, spiral. Okay, but let's see what is the spiral model. But before going to the definitions, let's see the annotations first. Here RA is nothing but total 4 modules are there, A, B, C, D. Okay, here RA is nothing but requirement analysis of module B. Similarly, analysis of B, C, D. Okay, and DA is nothing but design of module A. Here we are going to discuss requirement, design, coding, testing for all the modules. These are A, B, C, D, B, C, D, B, C, D. Okay, in spiral model, the software products is developed in small modules. Okay, for example, let's take this. This is the A module, this is the B module, this is the C module, this is the D module. You have to take like this. In the A module, requirement, design, coding, testing, all these things will be completed for A module. After that, you have developed that B module. That B module, requirement, design, development, testing, all these things done. After completion of the testing of B, again you need to test the A plus B. You have to integrate that A module with B, and again you need to test. Now AB is done, right? So after C module is developed, coding and testing, everything is done for C module. Again you need to integrate the A, B with C, and you need to test it. Like in similarly D also. Here you can see the module A, requirements of collected and module design, coding and testing. 4 parts is done, right? After B module is started, same process for module B also. But what is the testing? In testing process, the testing process will be changed. They will test the module B and integrate that module B with A and test the module A. The 3 points will be tested. Similarly, like this, for C also they will test ABC and BC, CA, AB. Like that, they will test all the modules. That's the importance of spiral model. The testing is done more and more and more and more, but the uh, errors are so less. Okay. And what is advantage of spiral model other than the waterfall model? It was produced early in the software lifecycle because every module can be developed and tested. It was ready-made products for every module. And risk handling is one of the important advantage of the spiral model. It is the best development model to follow due to risk analysis. Okay, if you want to follow the risk handling, then you should use this spiral model. And next one is flexibility in requirements. We can change anywhere, because if you want to change after developing the A module, you can change those changes in B module, right? So that is the beauty of spiral model, and it is good for large and complex project. Is the disadvantage in waterfall model. Now it is the advantage in spiral model. And it is good for customer satisfaction, and we can involve customers in the development of product at early phase, but we are not involving the customers in spiral waterfall model. Here we are going to, here what you see the difference, all the disadvantages which are available in the waterfall was overcome and advantages in the spiral model. Okay. And here also we are having some of the disadvantages, because if we test every module again, there is a lot of resource will be needed, right? So it will be expensive, and it much more complex than the SDLC models. Process is more complex. Every time we need to test. Too much dependency on risk analysis and requires high specific expertise. Good skilled tester is needed. Difficulty in time management. It will take more time to test. And spiral may go on indefinitely. Is nothing but here we are having only 4 modules. That's why we are checking only 4. But the spiral length or spiral project length will be more, right? So we have to work on until unless that spiral is completed. End of the project may not know. We don't know when the project is completed. Okay. And it is not suitable for low risk projects. May be hard to define object verifiable milestones and large number of intermediate stages required for excess documentation. These all are the disadvantages of spiral model. Okay. Clear about the spiral model? Can anyone tell what is the difference between waterfall model and spiral model? Any two differences? Any two differences between?
Waterfall.
Yes, go
Yeah,
on.
waterfall model is suitable for a small project, and spiral model is suitable for, I mean, somewhat some kind of big projects.
Okay.
And sorry, a waterfall is not expensive, and spiral is little bit expensive when compared to waterfall model.
Okay.
And spiral model, like we develop we develop the project into small modules.
Okay.
Where in waterfall model we don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Any other question? Any other person?
The main advantage is risk handling. Risk handling can be done more in spiral model than in waterfall model, and it's
Okay.
good for large and complex modules. But whereas in waterfall model, we can do for small projects as well.
Okay.
And customer satisfaction is more in spiral model.
Okay. Okay. Anything? Anything?
Yeah, that's it, sir.
That's it. What is the difference between service and product-based companies?
For the
The service is
service-based
provided.
company,
Yeah.
Let's go on.
yeah, go on. Go on.
Go on, Yogesh.
Yeah, service-based company is nothing but they provide a service to the company, other companies, and product-based companies they build a product and they sell it.
Okay.
In service-based, we are gathering a requirement from client, and in a product-based, we don't have to gather requirement from client. We build our own product and we sell it.
Okay. And what are the software models available in the market at present, which I spoke in the class early morning?
Agile model,
Okay.
Waterfall, Agile, and Spiral.
spiral model,
Okay.
verification, validation model.
Okay. Anything else? DevOps model is also there, and iterative waterfall model also there. Two more you are
Yeah,
missing. Okay, anyway, good. And who will collect the requirements from the customer?
business analyst.
Business analyst.
Okay. And after that, who will check whether that who will do feasibility study?
Uh, Product manager, finance team, HR team, developer also, but not a QA.
Architecture. Main is architecture.
Architecture also.
Yeah. Main architecture.
Will manage all the developer features and all these things, and they will discuss. Okay. And next
Yeah,
coding is by the developers. Testing is testing. Who will do the deployment?
DevOps team.
DevOps team.
Okay. What is meant by maintenance?
Once a product is deployed in the cloud, they maintain it. The end user services will be maintained.
Okay. 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 Everyone is clear, right? Software development lifecycle and their models and waterfall model, spiral model difference, advantages and disadvantages,
Yes, sir.
right? Definitions
Yes.
of service and product based companies. This is about the today class. Today class is also too short, but all the manual class sessions a bit short until unless the practical part started. In the practical parts it takes some time more than 1 hour. So once the automation is started, it's the classes are bit larger, like more than 1 hour, 1.5 hour, like that. The classes will be there. So I hope you enjoyed the class. You understand well, I think. If you have any doubt, you can reach out me through mail. Okay, I already you all people have my mail, right? I will drop my mail in chat box. If you have any doubt, you can ping me at any time. Or else,
Uh,
we already created a group, right? WhatsApp group.
yeah. One thing. Actually, I've got doubt.
Okay.
Is there any possibility for you to share these notes instead of like anyhow you're sharing the video? Apart from the video, is there any possibility for you to share these notes?
Yes, yes. I will share by this weekend.
Yeah. Thanks.
I will share actually by this weekend almost our manual testing part almost done, right? So how many
Yeah. Okay.
classes?
Yeah. Okay.
5 classes is completed. Half of the class is completed. I will share the notes. Okay.
Yeah.
If
Got it.
there is
Thanks.
to be add, I will add to the notes and will share to you. If you have any doubt, you can reach out me through WhatsApp. Already you have my number. I think Harsha Training Institutes already created a group for the people who came from the institute, right? So who came from out of institute also have their people have my number, right? So please reach out me if you have any doubt. Okay. So
Yeah.
thank you for
Yep,
joining.
thanks.
We'll join again tomorrow and we'll see the topics. What are the topics for tomorrow? V model and
Okay.
agile model, very important, and advantages and disadvantages. What is the difference between agile and waterfall model? It's very important. We are using the agile model. Let's see what is the agile model tomorrow. Okay.